1. The phantom fall. Every night, your body stage manages its own near-death experience. Right as you cross the threshold into sleep, your muscles go completely limp. Your brain breaks down in a blind panic, misinterpreting this sudden relaxation as a terminal plunge through midair. Desperate to save you, it slams the biological panic switch, firing a massive electrical jolt that violently rips you back into consciousness. You aren't just twitching, you are wrestling with a deep-seated survival instinct written into our genetic code millions of years ago, a ghostly leftover from a time when slipping up meant falling from the canopy of a prehistoric jungle. 2. Ghost signals. Your modern tech has successfully rewired your central nervous system, and now it's fabricating phantoms. That subtle twitch or phantom buzz against your thigh isn't an incoming text, it's an outright hallucination. Because we live in constant anticipation of the next digital hit, our brains have converted ordinary, everyday feedback like the brush of fabric or a stray muscle spasm into a fake notification alert. It turns out your subconscious has evolved into a persistent spam filter, generating ghost signals in your pockets even when your phone is sitting miles away on a desk. 3. The microscopic puppet master. There's a silent passenger pulling the levers behind your eyes. Roughly a third of the human population plays host to Toxoplasma gondii, a microscopic parasite engineered for mind control. In rodents, it rewires their neurological fear response, drawing them directly into the jaws of predators so the parasite can replicate. But it doesn't just sit idle in human tissue. This unseen invader constructs tiny, dormant cysts throughout your gray matter, subtly tampering with your relationship to danger, altering your split-second reflexes and shifting your baseline personality traits. You like to think you're entirely in the driver's seat, but you might just be navigating a course charted by a hitchhiker you picked up from a household pet. 4. The fleshy cage. Every time you dream, your brain deploys a chemical lockdown to freeze your motor skills, keeping you safely immobilized. But when the system glitches, your consciousness boots up completely ahead of schedule, leaving you wide awake inside a corpse still frame. Trapped in a prison of your own skin, unable to draw a deep breath or cry out for help, your mind fills the terrifying void by turning your room into a horror movie. The shadow in the corner morphs into a looming entity, and your chest buckles under the weight of a phantom pressure, proving that your own imagination can become your worst tormentor. 5. The solar neural glitch. A bizarre programming error lies buried deep inside the human neural grid. For a massive chunk of the population, stepping out into a bright afternoon causes an immediate explosive chain reaction of sneezes. It is a literal short circuit between unrelated sensory pathways. When the eyes are suddenly hit with intense light, the electrical surge accidentally bleeds into neighboring nasal nerves. Your brain panics, registers a non-existent irritant inside your nose, and fires off a rapid-fire physical defense mechanism triggered by nothing more than a wave of photons. 6. The internal stranger. You aren't operating under a single command center. Coiled tightly around your digestive tract is an intricate, autonomous network of hundreds of millions of neurons, a fully functional second brain that executes complex decisions entirely without your skull's permission. This gut brain doesn't just process food, it wields immense influence over your mental health. Trillions of microscopic entities living down there act as chemical architects, manufacturing up to 90% of your body's serotonin supply. When you feel an inexplicable wave of dread or a sudden rush of intuition, it isn't just a passing mood, it's an active dispatch from the creature living in your stomach. 7. Cellular starvation. When you deny your body fuel, your brain doesn't just wait around, it starts eating its own house. The moment your blood sugar drops, key hunger-regulating neurons plunge into a desperate state of self-cannibalism called autophagy. To survive, these cells begin breaking down and digesting their own internal components. By consuming pieces of themselves, they trigger an aggressive, undeniable distress signal to force you to hunt for food. It is a literal biological hostage situation. Your brain cells will keep dismantling themselves until you finally buy them off with a meal.